So Taylor Swift arrived at the New Heights podcast studio, carrying with her a mint green briefcase with her initials, TS, stamped on it. She smiled at Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce and said she had something she wanted to show them. Travis asked, "What do we got?" Taylor answered that it was her brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl, which she called TS12. Jason leaned in, his curiosity obvious, while Travis's eyes lit up with excitement at the surprise. Taylor opened the case, revealing the album, and the studio lights caught the glint of the cover as she held it up. There was a brief hush as the crew adjusted cameras and microphones, ready to capture the moment for their audience. Taylor didn't. "Just bring music, though." She paused, her fingers interlaced on the table, and said she wanted to say something important before they continued. She looked straight at the camera and, with a voice full of emotion, sent her deepest condolences to the Kelce family, especially Ed, Travis, Jason, and everyone who loved Mean and McGuire. She explained that she knew the loss was beyond words, but that the love and memories everyone shared would live on. Jason nodded at her, his voice softer than usual as he thanked her. Taylor remembered the funeral with clarity. She described the gray sky, the drizzle tapping on the church roof, and the hush inside as she stepped out of a black SUV in a long black coat, holding white lilies. She saw Ed Kelce in the front row, hands clenched and eyes red, while Jason stood with his wife Kylie and Travis stayed in a corner, struggling to hold it together. Taylor walked up to Mean's portrait, placing the lilies gently beside it, and when Ed looked at her, she took his hand and quietly said she was sorry. Ed nodded, unable to find words, and Travis put a reassuring hand on Taylor's back. They sat together through the ceremony, holding hands, the organ music filling the space. Taylor shared on the podcast that she would always remember the look in everyone's eyes that day, and said that even as time passed, the pain would stay, but it would also become part of the love they all shared. Jason swallowed hard and thanked her, and Travis squeezed her hand tighter, the gratitude in his eyes clear. Taylor said she first met Mean at a family gathering, where Mean had offered her another piece of cake even though she'd already eaten, a small gesture that showed how much she cared about others. Taylor smiled softly at the memory, and admitted she wished she'd had more time to talk to Mean, but she'd always remember the warmth Mean brought into every room. The podcast studio was silent, and the YouTube chat filled with heart emojis and messages of support for the Kelce family. When the recording stopped, Travis hugged Taylor, whispering his thanks, and Jason put a hand on her shoulder, saying she'd said what they couldn't say themselves and that their dad would appreciate it. Taylor nodded, her eyes bright with emotion, and said she just wanted everyone to know Mean was loved. They all stood in a silence filled with memories and love, promising to walk through the loss together. Outside, the night was quiet, but inside, the warm yellow light was a gentle reminder that love and memories endure. The podcast had teased a very special guest for the new episode, and after much speculation, it was revealed that Taylor Swift would appear on the show. In a teaser clip, Swift complimented the color of Travis's hoodie, calling it a nice color on him, and the internet immediately buzzed with excitement. Fans had already been guessing who the guest would be, especially since the first social media post about the episode was packed with Easter eggs, and Swift had been mentioned several times on the podcast since she and Travis made their relationship public in 2023. That moment, when she first attended one of Travis's games in September, had set off a media storm around the couple. Now, with Taylor on the podcast, fans wondered what else she might share. Many speculated that Taylor would announce a new album, especially after her team posted hints on Instagram, including a caption about "See You Next Era" and a carousel of photos of Taylor in orange outfits. Travis also shared a teaser for the podcast episode, showing the couple side by side in headphones, ready to record. In the short clip, Taylor flirted with Travis, complimenting his blue hoodie, and Travis responded by saying it matched her eyes, which was why they matched. so well together." Taylor laughed, and fans rushed to the comments to share their joy at seeing the couple's chemistry on display. Though Taylor and Travis were often seen out together on date nights, they rarely posted about each other on social media. But in July, Travis surprised everyone by sharing photos from their off-season adventures, including one where they wore matching hats. Travis's said captain, and Taylor's said first mate. That post quickly earned over 1 million likes. They also shared pictures from trips and events, looking relaxed and happy together. The podcast episode continued with laughter and stories. Jason asked Taylor about the gift she brought for him, and Taylor smiled, pulling out a small wrapped box from her briefcase. She handed it to Jason, who opened it and found a limited edition vinyl of her new album, signed just for him. Jason grinned, saying it would go straight onto his record player at home. Travis teased Jason about his taste in music, and Taylor jumped in, joking about Jason's dance moves at family parties, making everyone in the studio laugh. Jason thanked Taylor again, joking that he'd never wash his hands after touching the album. The energy in the room was light and joyful as the conversation moved on to the upcoming football season. Travis was asked how he felt having Taylor's support as the new season approached. Travis said he felt energized and more motivated than ever. He explained that having Taylor around had shifted his focus in a positive way, helping him approach each game with even more determination. Taylor laughed and said she was learning a lot about football, and the brothers joked about her potentially becoming a team mascot. The crew laughed along, and Travis said Taylor had already given him some good luck charms to keep in his locker. Taylor told a story about how she wrote a song inspired by Travis's dedication, revealing that she sometimes wrote lyrics in the stands during games. Travis blushed, admitting he'd heard some of those drafts and loved them. Jason asked Taylor if she'd be attending more games this season, and Taylor said she planned to be there for as many as possible, cheering for Travis and the Chiefs. She said she'd even bought a special red jacket for the occasion, and Travis teased that she looked better in Chiefs gear than he did. The talk turned to family moments, with Taylor sharing how much she enjoyed spending time with the Kelces. She described dinners where everyone laughed, played board games, and shared stories. She said Kylie made the best desserts, and that she loved watching Travis and Jason compete at everything, even washing dishes. Jason said having Taylor around made the house livelier, and Travis agreed, saying she brought a special energy that made everyone smile. Taylor mentioned that Kelce had given her advice about staying grounded and focused, which she cherished. Travis said Taylor's presence helped him keep perspective, reminding him to enjoy the journey as much as the wins. The brothers reminisced about childhood memories, and Taylor listened, laughing at their stories of backyard football and sibling rivalries.